Everyone can get a milk from Giant. You can choose your milk based on your favorite flavor, or you will look at the nutrition label on the bottle of the milk. But one thing I don't think you guys will notice is whether this milk is pasteurized or raw milk. The people seems like people seems like not to understand the danger of raw milk, because a lot of bacteria could be containing in the raw milk, and pasteurized could be safer for us to drink. The last thing is that our law supports pasteurized milk, and let's first take a look at the bacteria that will be containing in the raw milk. According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, there is 4 types of common seen bacteria that could contain in the raw milk. The first one is Escherichia coli, and the second one is Campylobacter. The third one is Salmonella, and the last one is Enterococcus. So according to this CDC center, they said there will be 150 times more likely to cause foodborne illness, and 30 times more hospitalization if you drink raw milk. So that is said, if 200 people drink raw milk, 150 people could get sick. Another report from the CDC is during the period of 1993 to 2012, there is 127 outbreaks happened because of those bacteria, and 1,909 people get sick, and there are 144 people in the hospital. So you can see how bad the thing is. And what draws more our attention is our children. So more recently, during the period of 2007 to 2012, 59 of the bacteria outbreaks involved at least one child whose age is under 5. And to be more specifically, 38% of the outbreak is caused by the Salmonella, and the children involved in that are aged from 1 to 4, and 28% of the outbreak is caused by the E. coli, and this E. coli bacteria could lead to kidney failure and finally to death. It is one of the most fatal disease that is quite harmful to our human body. And this is the most recent news I found on the BBC News, that the Isle of Wight has a E. coli outbreak linked to a raw milk from a farm. This isle is in England. So there are 3 people have potentially fatal kidney condition. It's quite bad actually. The news, I just screenshot this, but below this topic, there's more condition. Is saying these 3 people were in the hospital and probably they're gonna die. And the last thing I want to talk about, the last bacteria I want to talk about is Enterococcus. This disease can lead to meningitis, which could happen to our brain, and septicemia, and this could happen to our blood, and another disease that could be fatal. So these 2 kinds of disease is quite dangerous to our human body. So this bacteria is quite harmful, and I found an research that is done by the University of Melbourne. They took 2011 raw milk sample to test, and they found that 96% of the raw milk sample contains this bacteria. So it means if 211 people drink raw milk, probably 203 people will get sick and get into hospital. Well, now some people will say, so what if I'm allergic to pasteurized milk? What if pasteurization kills the nutrition in the raw milk? Well, I found this answer in the U.S. Food and Drug Administration website. The website says there will be no change in the nutritional value in the pasteurized milk. There will be no difference between pasteurized milk and raw milk. And pasteurization doesn't cause any allergy, so it is quite safe for us to drink the pasteurized milk rather than raw milk. And I found this example on the FDA website. It is called enzyme. So the FDA also gives us an example about one nutrition that is in raw milk and pasteurized milk. This is enzyme, and the FDA says the enzyme contains in the raw milk will not disappear because of pasteurization. It only the pasteurization only inactivate the enzyme, but once it comes out of the pasteurization, it will like activate itself again. So the nutritional value will not change because of pasteurization. The last thing I want to talk about is is our law. As you can see, our law supports the pasteurized milk rather than raw milk. As you can see here, no person shall cause, according this law is called the United Code of Federal Regulation. As you can see, no person shall cause to be delivered into interstate commerce or shall sell, otherwise distribute or hold for sale or other distribution after shipment in interstate commerce any milk or milk product in final package form for direct human consumption unless the product has been pasteurized. So even the law supports the pasteurized milk rather than the raw milk. I don't think people have any reason to deny the pasteurized milk. In conclusion, after all I've said, the bacteria in the milk, there's no difference. There's no difference between the pasteurized milk and raw milk about the nutrition, and our law supports the pasteurized milk. I think you guys, I would suggest you guys to drink pasteurized milk rather than raw milk. Thanks.